Now we're going to take a look at the chorus. I'll play through it and then we'll break it down. So we're going to start with some single notes on the low E string, 4th fret to the open E, 5th fret, pull off to the open E, 7th fret. Now bend up a half step, back down, and then play the 5th fret, pull off to the open string. So far we've done this. Now we're going to play a G power chord. That's played 3rd fret on the low E and then mute the A string with the middle finger. Open D, open G, 3rd fret on the top 2 strings. Now we'll play an A power chord. Open A, 2nd fret D and G. And now I'm going to do a little riff here on the D string. 2, 3, 2. 3rd fret to the open A. Now we'll play a D power chord. And for this D chord, we can leave the A string open, also use the open D string, 2nd fret G, 3rd fret on the B string. And then we're going to slide down. We can start roughly from around the 12th fret. That's on the low E string. And then we'll have this riff. And this riff is all on the low E string, 5th fret, pull off to the open E. 7th fret, pull off to the open E. 7th fret, bend up a half step, back down. 5th fret, pull off to the open E. And we'll end with some power chords. F, that's 1st fret, low E, 3rd fret A and D strings. C power chord, 3rd fret A string, 5th fret D and G. And then we'll play that G power chord again. Okay, so here's the whole chorus. Now, coming out of the first chorus, we're going to be into the first interlude section of the song. The song has 2 interlude sections. The first part is where it's very heavy with the keyboards. This part is a little bit tricky because of the timing. There's a measure of 5/4 followed by a measure of 6/4, then it goes back to 5/4 and then back to 6/4. But while the keyboard player is doing his thing, the guitar can hit an A power chord. And then we'll count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're into the next measure, which will be 6 quarter notes in that measure. After the A power chord, we can simply hit the bottom low E string, and then go back to the A power chord and sustain that for the measure of 6/4. And we just keep doing that. We cycle from the open A power chord, open low E string, back to the A power chord. And if I count it out, it sounds something like this. I'll count to 4, and then we'll be into the measure of 5/4, 6/4, 5/4, 6/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now there's another part that the guitar is playing with some unison bends, and that section sounds like this. Okay, so the first unison bend we're playing is C. I play that on the 13th fret of the B string, and then I bend into that note from the 15th fret of the G string. I'm going to do that 3 times, and I do those 3 hits twice. Now down 1 fret to B, 2 frets to A, and there's the first measure, which is 5/4. For the 6/4 measure, we're going to play the riff in C 2 times, B, and then 2 times off of D. So D is found on the 15th fret of the B string. We'll find that note by bending into from the 17th fret of the G string. Okay, so here's the measure in 6/4. Back to 5/4. Now we're going to bend into A. A is found on the 17th fret on the high E string. I'll bend into that from the 20th fret of the B string. Move that down 2 frets to G and play that riff twice. Move it down 1 fret to F sharp. So that measure would go like this. And the final measure, back to A, G 2 times, and then we just end with the power chords G to D. Okay, so here's that whole section with the unison bends. And there's the first interlude section.